Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to a brand new round of the 2023 GP4 OC DTM Championship. I'm your commentator Rob, and we have arrived here at Montreal for the next race. I'm not sure what round number this is, but we're here in Canada for the next race. It's time for qualifying, then, shall we? If you missed what happened last time, it was Lincoln Pana who took victory at Lausitz Ring, and this session is going to be dry. As we wait to get this session underway, who's going to take pole? The big question. In the championship, Dennis Graf leads, but his lead has been cut to just 6 points, so it'll be interesting to see what happens today. As we're getting ready to start this session on the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, a very popular racetrack in Montreal, Canada. Let's see who's going to take that pole. As the session has now started, we are underway. We'll be the first car out onto the racetrack. Looks like this is the 2018 version of Canada. Interesting. Someone's heading out. We got the mechanics ready. Signaling for a car. Going out on track. We have already 2 people. Franco Gamba will be the first one out there, so he'll be the first one to do a lap. Quite a lot of people going out early. There won't be a lot of space to maneuver, but I don't think anyone should have any sort of traffic. As Gamba begins this session, he is currently on a bad run of form, not having scored in the last few races. Let's see if he can turn things around in the Lamborghini. It appears to be a little bit wet. We still got some spray, so the session we might not have any more rain coming up, but we still have some standing water onto the racetrack. This is quite strange, as Gamba will be the first one to set a flying lap, and he'll have to be extra careful with these conditions. But dry tires for everybody, not a lot of rain. It's only a little bit of spread some parts of the racetrack. But yeah, the hairpin appears to be the most wet part of them all. Looking at the minimap, quite a lot of cars have gone out. We're still waiting on a few though. Will Gamba get some clean air for this flying lap? He'll be hoping he does. And I think that's just about everyone exiting the pits right now. The last car has joined the track. So there we go. Franco Gamba is about to start his flying lap. Here goes. Turn 1 is the flat out right hander. Turn 2 is the real first braking zone. And hitting the apex nicely for Gamba. In towards 2 we go. Good line in towards turn 2 and good decent exit from Franco Gamba as we go into the chicane. 3 and 4, very careful. You have to straight line it, but not go over track limits because that corner will punish you. As you go through the left-hander, and the first sector split coming up soon. Gamba goes through the left and then the right. Decent exit there, 30.1 in the first sector for Franco Gamba as we go onto this back straight. Approaching the chicane. Through the right and then the left goes Gamba. Sort of time can he do in the middle sector as he breaks down for the hairpin. The spray appears to be gone. Now it's back, but the conditions seem to be improving already a little bit. There's no more rain scheduled. 58.6 in the middle sector. Sector splits are different than where they are in real life, but nevertheless, onto this long, big back straight is Franco Gamba. All that remains is the chicane. Let's can get a good line through there, through the left and then the right. Sorry, the other way around, through the right and then left goes Gamba. His time is going to be 1 minute 19.4. That's the benchmark time for everybody to beat. Ibobo goes second. Hamid, can he beat that? No, he goes second. Turvik goes P4. Titkov goes P5. Darabosh goes P1. Fastest so far. He's beaten Gamba by 1/10 of a second. Can Max Skillen beat that lap? Let's see. Yes, he can is the answer by 2/10. Xavier Wee is on a good lap here. P4. Ron Morgan next to cross the line. What is Morgan going to do? It's P1 by 3/10 of a second. Very strong lap there Aaron Morgan as Josh Fink is next to cross the line. He appears to be holding up someone as Finks goes P10. Galloway goes second, so decent effort for Jay Galloway. Graf is being held up at present, so this lap will not be that good. It's only P11 for him, 13 for Raza as Lincoln Pana goes P1, gets himself fastest. Bartosz Braki will be next to cross the line as Graf is still being held up. Quite a lot of cars in this narrow space of track. Evelyn goes P3, Fraser goes 14th, Neller P9, Tsunonome P1 by 7.5 tenths of a second. That is an impressive lap. Fantastic effort. Martin goes P6. But Tsunonome has just done a solid on the entire grid. This is an absolutely extraordinary lap, guys. How did he do that? Especially with some traffic in the way. Tsunonome has done a lap which I don't think anybody will be able to beat. 117.8. That is quite amazing. Of course, the conditions can improve, so the lap might get beaten if the track conditions improve. Oh, he didn't have traffic for most of the lap. He just caught up to everyone at the chicane and get the benefit of some slipstream here. But this lap was already very strong, so Tsunonome, hats off. What a fantastic effort this has been. Surely this provisional pole will stand unless the track conditions improve and the lap improves. But Tsunonome has done it once. I'm sure he can do it again. You know, Razin is down in last and Graf is all the way down in 19th, the championship leader. Not in a good place right now as Campana comes into the pit side by side. They've made contact. They've made contact and they've entered the pit lane. Campana's back of the car is stuck in the wall. Can he advance? A little bit of a silly incident there. Ooh, another one. Got another one and there's damage. Big damage. The pit lane is blocked. Pit lane entry is blocked and we got a few cars making a pile up. But I think this is normal for Canada. Fraser is involved. Neller is involved. I don't think the spare car ban will count because of this incident, unless I'm wrong, but Tsunonome has also been involved.
No, certainly not. But this is very weird. I never saw this before. We just wait. I don't think a red flag is needed at the moment.
Alright, no red flag. As Tsunonome is trying to get himself back into the pits, but there's no way through here. They're gonna have to go do a whole nother lap again. They do have the fuel still. No spare car ban will be implemented for this chaos. But yeah, Gal being wheeled back. This was quite wild. Let's see what triggered it all. First of all, Gal was side by side with Bracchi. And Campana was in there too with Razin. They made contact before the approach to the pit entry. Razin ended up backwards in the pit lane. Then Gal did the same. Had a little bit of contact. Wheels came off. And Gal hit the wall quite heavily. Eveland was pretty much blocked. Had to avoid the car of the Polish driver Bracchi. And so did everyone else. Nellers and Onome fact just didn't avoid, straight up went through Bracchi's car. What a chaotic bit of action we have here. This qualifying session already has it all. What just happened? Good question, Usman. I think chaos happened. That's the best way to describe it. As Neller is still on track, he's gonna need to come in. Yellow flag still in play. He's actually going purple as Will Neller on this flying lap, but it doesn't matter. He's gonna have to come in. Gamba has gone out again, so Franco Gamba is back on the racetrack, and there doesn't appear to be any more spray at the hairpin. Sorry, not at the last corner, at the hairpin. Gal still can't get wheeled back.
Oh no! If the Nella goes into the pits, then that's. Oh no! Actually, it should work out. All good, I think. I hope. Yes.
Nella comes in safely. Oh, he had a little bit of a scare there, so the Tsunonome, he's in. Thankfully, with enough fuel to make it. More people are going out on track. Gamba is on a second flying lap. Let's see if he can get an improvement. Where is he currently? Franco Gamba is in P9. A second and a half off the pace, but with the track conditions improving, I'm sure he can get a better effort in. So let's see. We're gonna get his first sector split time very soon, in just a few seconds. Gamba in Sector 1 is up on his personal best, but still 6 tenths down on Tsunonome. That's quite a lot. So I don't think Gamba will be making a big jump in terms of position. He might gain 1 or 2 places. Just depends how strong his middle and final sectors are. Let's see as he approaches the hairpin. Franco Gamba, he is on a better effort and no spray in this section of the track. This should be quite important. I think it'll allow him to improve on his middle sector effort. Let's see. He's only 8 tenths down, so Franco Gamba is for sure going to get an improvement. Could get himself maybe into the top 5, but let's see where the Italian driver will go. Because of this weather, I think everyone will be making improvements sooner rather than later. So let's see what Gamba is going to do. Can he get himself into the top 5? Yes, he can. He goes third. Very good effort. He matched Tsunome in the last sector. So that's quite well. That's quite good. And Skillen is also on an improvement. I think this is a shoe-in for P2. He wasn't too far off Tsunome. Here goes Max Skillen finishing his lap. What time is he going to set? It is good enough for P2. 4 tenths down. Bobo, he goes into third. Bobo goes P3. Graphic started a lap, and crucially without any impeding. So that'll be good for him. He's got the clean air. Darabosh is next to finish a lap. What is he going to do? Daniel Darabosh goes P5. Strong effort. Strong effort just behind Bobo. Saviri is also on an improvement. Currently down in P12. Where can he go? He goes fastest. He's beating Tsunonome. I didn't see that one coming. As Braki goes P12 only. Hamid is finishing a lap. Hamid goes P5. Morgan goes third. Good effort there. As Lincoln Pana is next across the line. Could he make a play for P1? Let's see. He's about to finish this lap. Lincoln Pana does go into second place. That was quite close. Second place. Just 400s behind Wee. Just under 400s. Razin P12. Galway P7. Skillen is P6. Bobo is holding up Graf. Graf is 4 tenths down, so as things stand, he's looking for an overtake, but as things stand, I think he can get himself into the top 6. He's had to slow down a little bit on the entry to the chicane though, so this could cost him a little bit of time, but he should definitely be able to get himself in the top 10. As he does, then his Graf goes P9. I'm sure he's still got time to get an even better improvement, so yeah, he'll try his best. Neller is starting a lap as Wee is coming into the pits. Fantastic effort from Xavier Wee as Neller is starting his new lap. Ochen is finishing his. Let's see if the Raven West driver can improve as he comes across the line. Currently down in P17. Make that P16. He's gained 1 place. Evelyn doesn't improve. First driver I've seen not to improve on their flying lap. As Titkov is also coming into the pits. Fact is starting his lap very soon. Jay Galloway is in P7 and on an improvement. Tsunonome is on a flying lap. And he's gone purple in the middle sector. He was P1 for most of the session so far. He's lost P1, but he's looking to get it back. So let's see if he can do that as we approach the middle sector split. Good exit from the hairpin from Tsunonome. Let's see his middle sector time. Is this good enough? Yes, it is. 3 tenths up on P1. Tsunonome is going to smash it once again, and he's going to take back P1 unless he messes up the chicane. Let's see how well Tsunonome can do on this flying lap. Through the right and then the left goes the Japanese driver who signed the deal in F2 for next season. As Tsunonome goes P1 by 3.5 tenths of a second, he's back where he belongs, and I think he knows he has control of this session. Neller is also on a flying lap. What is the Brit gonna do? As he comes across the line very shortly, what can Will Neller accomplish? He takes P1 by 3 tenths of a second. That came out a little bit out of nowhere, but very strong effort from Will Neller. Daniel Fraser is also on a flying lap. What's he gonna be able to do? Out to the chicane we go. Daniel Fraser goes P4. Decent effort. Very decent effort, that one. Sam Fact is not improving to my surprise. He is 4 seconds off the pace, but he does improve now. He's gone up to 17th, so he's gained a lot in the last sector compared to his previous best. Tsunonome is down to second. Neller is on provisional pole. As Gamba is back out on track, so is Turvik. Turvik, I think, will be the next one to start the flying lap. A few more cars heading out already, so this session has got plenty of action. Hopefully there will be no more traffic jams on the pit lane entry, because that was quite chaotic flow.
Yeah, it really was. I never saw that before. I think we had like 8 cars stuck.
Yeah, Turvik has started his lap. We're almost halfway done with this session, so let's see what he can do in the first sector, Matters Turvik. Track appears to be still improving. The dry line is getting more prominent. In the first sector, Turvik is down on his personal best though. He is currently in P10, just in front of Graf, who is P11. Graf won't be happy with that. He'll want to improve even further. And I think this track will continue to get better flow.
Yeah. Should get better.
As we go to the hairpin with Matters Turvik, the last sector is just 2 corners really. As Turvik in the middle sector, he's still down on his personal best, 1.4 seconds off the pace. So I'm afraid this lap is not it. This is not what he needs right now. Turvik will cross the line to finish the lap. Some more cars heading out on track, including Neller. Turvik doesn't improve. Campana is starting a lap. So is Morgan, about to start a lap very soon. Franco Gamba is on an improvement, just under 9 tenths down in the middle sector. This could be a good effort. He's currently down in P15. But with this, he can get himself back into the top 10. Let's see what the Italian has got. At the last corner we go with Franco Gamba. I think this lap will be a good one. Let's see where he ends up. Gamba, P7. He'll be happy with that. He's into the top 10 as Galloway will be held up by Gamba. Gal goes P8. Skilling went P7, so Gamba is down to 9th. Bracchi is on an improvement. Let's see what the pole can do. Through the left hand, there we go. He's giving a little bit of toe to the car behind. Bracchi goes 21st. Titkov goes 3rd. Hamid is not improving. Graf is starting a lap and he's being held up again. I think he doesn't like that one bit. Darabosh goes 11th. Motian is starting a lap. Turvik is coming into the pits. Campana currently not improving. He's down in the middle sector by quite a big margin. He's finishing his lap, but this will not be good enough for him. I think he knows he can do better than that. And with Graf currently not in the top 10, he has a big chance to steal points from him in the championship fight and maybe even take the lead. But he needs to start better than P6 if he wants to do that. Morgan remains P7. Good effort there. Finks is finishing a lap. As in the meantime, we have an overtake there. Josh Finks finishes his flying lap now. Where is he going to go? He goes P17. Galloway doesn't improve. He was held up. Razin is on an improvement. He is down in P18 as things stand. But he'll be looking to change that with this effort. Mohamed Razin goes into P11. Good effort there. Good effort. Evelyn is starting a lap. Graf is being held up massively. He's had to overtake. The car was backing him up. And this lap will not be an improvement as a result. Dennis Graf, I think, getting a little bit desperate. He doesn't improve. And yeah, Graf, there's plenty of pace he can unlock. He just needs to be luckier with the traffic because he's had 0 luck today so far. As Motian does go into P12. I was going to say doesn't improve, but he did. He goes P12. Neller is back out on track. Eveland is on a flyer. Let's see what he can do. Currently down in 21st. Can he get an improvement in first sector? No. Over a second off the pace just in sector 1 alone. This looks like a bad lap to me, I'm afraid. Galloway is coming in and we might have a repeat of that earlier chaos on pit entry. No, they've kept it clean, surprisingly, but this is a good surprise. So Galloway and Fangs both coming in safely, might I add. Evelyn currently down on his personal best, not improving, which is not good news. Almost 2 seconds off the pace for the middle sector. As Guff has come in, Evelyn is finishing the lap. No improvement though. Fraser is also not on an improvement right now. The track has dried up quite a bit. Fraser doesn't improve. Neller is improving again. He's up by 10th and a half through the middle sector. So I think this will be a decent effort from Will Neller. I want to check something real quick. Has he taken a pole this season? Yes, he has. He was on pole at the Red Bull Ring. Will Neller looking good for his second pole of the season, and he improves yet again. He's now in front by half a second from Tsunome. So Will Neller, with a good lap, gets himself into 1:16. So very strong effort there for Will Neller. He's looking at pole, and he's looking unstoppable as things stand. He's improved by 2 tenths on that previous lap. Will Neller is controlling this session well. As Turvik is on a flying lap, let's see what he'll be able to do. Currently down in P15. With more room on the table for an improvement, but he is holding up Gal as things stand. So these guys better be careful. In the first sector, he is up on his personal best, half second down on Neller. Though Neller's lap was quite strong, I might add. Quite strong. But Turvik either way looks good for an improvement. Could he perhaps get himself into the top 10? I wonder. As Gal's going for the overtake at the hairpin, probably the only wet patches left on the track being around this section, because the dry line appears to be mostly everywhere now. He's only 9 tenths down for the middle sector. So this lap could get himself into the top 10 for Mateusz Turvik, unless Gal compromises his run in the chicane, which he does, but not so much. Oh, he's had to jam on the brakes there. This could be costly, and Turvik's chance of going to the top 10 might have taken a dive. He doesn't improve. He's lost so much time in that last corner because of Gal, who wasn't even on a flying lap. Now Gal will be the one getting impeded as Bobo goes second, just in front of Sinonome. That is a very strong lap for Victor Bobo. I did not see that coming, but then makes for a British round row lockout. Franco Gamba is on an improvement in the meantime. Currently P11. Let's see if he can get close. Maybe join his teammate up near the front. Yes, he does. He goes P4. Very decent effort for Franco Gamba. Bartosz Braki is not on an improvement as things stand. What can he do across the line? He can't do anything. Titkov is finishing his lap up. Let's see what he's doing. He's doing nothing, I'm afraid. Sam Fact, currently P20, is on an improvement. Let's see what Fact can do as he finishes his effort. He improves up to 17th, sends Graf down another place. As Killen will be next across the line. Max Killen, yellow flags at the hairpin. Killen goes P9. Darbosh goes P5. But what is the cause of yellow flags? Is Turvik, who's crashed out. His rear right is gone. And what has happened to him? Did he just... Oh, he's crashed with Gal. Gal ruined his previous lap, and now Gal has completely killed him pretty much. Gal just went into the back of him, and the spare car ban will be implemented. That's the end of the session for Turvik, and Gal has screwed him over one time too many. Yeah, Gal compromised him at the chicane, and now he's taking him out. Turvik had a good chance to get into the top 10, but now he'll be looking at 16th at best. Assuming nobody else improves, he'll be signing 16th. Gal, I don't know what he was thinking there, to be honest, down the inside.
I say that is a 5-place grid penalty.
Confirmation from Flo there, 5-place grid penalty for Miklos Gal for that incident, as Turvik's session has come to an end quite early. Xavier Wee, currently not on an improvement. I don't think he'll be able to find any more time in the last sector, but we'll see. Let's see, as he comes across the line right about now, can we improve? Actually does. Goes up to P6. He's found time in sector 3. to his benefit, as Graf finally has clean air for a flying lap. Campana goes second, very close to Neller's effort, within a tenth, as Hamid remains 15th with that improvement. Morgan is currently not on an improvement. Let's see across the line if he can find some time and get himself back in the top 10. From Morgan, the answer is no. The answer is no. Finks goes 15th in the meantime. Yellow flag's still out there at the hairpin. Skillen not improving. Torvik. Scar still hasn't been removed properly. As Galloway is on an improvement right now. Drake Galloway, keep an eye on him. He's down in 17th at the minute. And he only improves up to 16th. Not sort of lap time Drake Galloway wanted. He would have wanted to gain more. But he's still got time for at least one more run. Motian doesn't improve. Eveland is starting a lap. Wee is on an improvement, so is Graf. This is quite crucial because he doesn't want to be starting this race in P20. Now then, let's see what Dennis Graf has under his belt. What sort of lap time can he deliver? Can he get himself into the top 10, Dennis Graf? Yes, he can. He goes third, and that's more like it. That's more like it for Graf. He'll be delighted with that. Just one place behind the rival Lin Campana, as Fraser has started his lap. Galloway, it said he was improving, but that's because he's on an in lap. As Eveland is up in the first sector, still 1 second off the pace, but Lotus Eveland is on an improvement. As Turvik's car is in the river. Turvik's car is in the river, but it still hasn't been removed properly. Graf purple through the middle sector on his in lap, but that doesn't count, of course. He has to come in. He can't finish that lap. As Eveland in the middle sector, the gap is 1.8 seconds, so his last time in sector 2. I don't think he will be improving on this one, honestly. But let's see, maybe he can salvage a little bit of time in S3, though I doubt it. Eveland, no improvement. Is there anyone else on a flying lap right now? Sinonome doesn't improve, he's down to P5. After dominating the early parts of this session, he's jumped back a touch. As Daniel Fraser on a flying lap, not improving, he's in P10, and he will remain there. Yep, no improvement. Nobody else is on a flyer. Actually, no, there is no one left on the flying lap. People are going out, and this could very well be the last run flow.
Yes.
Gal is going out, he's
very likely to be the last one. I don't think that even Gal has time left. Maybe Eveland does.
Gal has started his flyer, and he's earned himself a 5-place penalty for that incident. He'll not be happy with that, but he'll be trying his best to mitigate his penalty by pushing hard on this lap and trying to earn himself a better lap time. Currently down in 13th, he'll be starting 18th with the penalty. But let's see, Gal in the first sector, what time is he going to set? Can he gain an improvement? Yes, he can. He's only 1/10 down on Neller in sector 1, so Miklos Gal has got himself a very good first sector. I think he's up for solid improvement, and he might very well be starting higher than P13 after all, even if you count his penalty. So let's see, the middle sector split is coming up soon after the hairpin. Gal, he wants to avoid the memories of that incident. That's earned him a 5-place drop on the grid. In the middle sector, Miklos Gal is only 2/10 down. This is a very strong lap, and he could get himself into the top 4. As we got a yellow flag at the hairpin again. What has happened? We need to know what's going on here. Is it still the same incident? I think so. As Gal is finishing his lap, can he go top 4? Yes, he can. Miklos Gal goes into P4. Very strong lap, as it looks like he'll be starting P9 at best, thanks to the penalty, but Gal has redeemed himself partially and got a strong lap underneath his belt. Skillen is also up on an improvement. Let's see what he can do as he goes out to the chicane. Max Skillen currently down in P12. Where can he go? Can he do any better than that? Yes, but only up 1 place. He goes up to 11th. Braki is not improving at the moment. Yellow flag still in play. As Bartosz Braki, where is he actually? He's down in last. And that's where he remains despite an improvement. That's where he remains. Some more people going out. Neller finishing a lap. Can he beat his pole time? No, he can't. Have second out of the pace. Sinonome going out on track right now. As fact, doesn't improve. Neither does Titkov. Darabosh doesn't improve. The track has pretty much dried up completely. So it's no surprise that people are starting not to improve anymore. As Morgan, currently not on an improvement, is down in P13. Ron Morgan finishes the lap without an improvement. Graf has gone out just in the nick of time. Wee doesn't improve. Stays where he is, which is P9. He will gain one place thanks to Cal's penalty, though. As things stand, Finks is not on an improvement. He's down in P16. He'll be hoping he can do better than that, but in the moment, he's 2 seconds out of the pace of middle sector. So unless he has a miraculous last couple of corners, he will not be improving on this lap, unfortunately. Josh Finks finishes the lap without an improvement. Hamid goes up to 8th place. He goes up into P8. Good effort there from Mohammed Usman Hamid. He'll gain one more place thanks to Gal's penalty as things stand. Razin doesn't improve. Sonoma is starting his flying lap. He'll be trying to take back pole. As Jake Galloway is on an improvement, going into P8. So Galloway finally gets himself back in the top 10. Motian doesn't improve, remains P17. Graf will start the flying lap soon, and he might not have traffic. So he'll be happy about that. And Sonoma is on a flyer. Can he improve in the first sector? As we go through the left-hander, we go and towards the chicane. Looked a little tentative on the curb there, so he might lose some time. Yes, he has lost time. He's down in sector 1 on his personal best, so that's not quite good news for Sinonome. If he wants to get back on pole, which I don't think he'll be able to do, unfortunately. Sinome through the hairpin we go. Not improving, neither is Hamid, who's being held up here. Oh, very close, but never mind. He was on an in lap either way, so he wasn't going to improve. But Hamid P9 for the time being. Will be P8 after Gal's penalty comes into play. As Sinonome is finishing the lap. It doesn't appear like he'll be able to improve on this one, so the man who led most of the session will be P6 in this session, but he will start P5, of course, thanks to Gal. As Gal himself is on track too late, though, checkered flag is out. He doesn't have enough time left to get a lap in. Graf does, but he is not improving. He's 9 tenths down, so that will be it for Dennis Graf. He'll be P3 in this session. Dennis Graf will be happy, given that he spent most of the session at the back. He finally got the one good lap he needed, and that's saved him. He'll start P3, and he has a chance to beat Campana and extend his lead in the championship. As that's it for this session, actually. Will Neller is taking pole for the second time this season. Unless he took pole, I don't think he took pole at Lausitz's ring, so I think it wasn't him. So Will Neller is on pole after that qualifying session. What did you think, Flo?
Yeah, that was a very interesting qualifying session, but Nella
Especially at the
showed
start,
that he
especially in
has
the
some
first part.
experience. Yes.
Yep, indeed.
Now I'll do the grid.
Okay, I'll take a bathroom break in the meantime. I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, I'm back. Flo, do you want to do the grid with me? We're
Wait,
back.
I can.
Are we back?
Yes.
All right, welcome back, everyone. We are back and ready to get this race underway. So let's take a quick look at the grid before the start of this race, shall we? 4x4 as per tradition. There we go. It's Will Natter on pole position, followed by teammate Link Campana in second. Then it's Dennis Graff in P3, followed by Victor Bobo fourth.
Then we have Hento Sinoromi in P5, Gamba in P6, Galloway P7, and Hamid in P8.
Yep, in P9 is Miklos Karl, followed by Daniel Darabosh. That's all Hungarian fifth row. Then it is Xavier and Maxim Titkov.
Then in P13 we have Max Gillen, in P14 we have Danny Fraser, P15 we have Ron Morgan, and in P16 Mohamed Hazin.
Yep, Rolomogen is in P17. He's followed by Josh Finks. After that is Dupramas, Matusz Turvik, and Sam Fact. And on the back row of the grid,
We have the two northwest of Lotus Eveland and Bartosz Bracki.
yep, that's right. And the weather for the race is going to be.
Ooh.
There is a chance of rain,
Well,
especially
100.
later on in the race. Yeah,
100% chance.
there's a
That will
chance we're
be,
gonna get rain right at the beginning, and there's a maximum chance we're gonna get rain later on. So we are
we,
gonna get some light rain in this race.
yeah,
But the start will be dry,
looks
so
like
this
a
could be a little
guaranteed
chaotic.
chance of rain.
This will be interesting. Let's see what happens. Who's gonna win this race? Is it going to be Neller, Campana, Graf, or will someone else steal the win?
That will be a spicy race. But I will shut up now and do the focusing on the TV direction. So
All right, let's get this show on the road. Who's going to win today's race? As we got 52 laps of action in front of the drivers, and we're waiting for the loading bar to fill up. There we go. Already some drops of rain on the camera lens, but the track is still dry for now. It is gonna get wet later on, so this could be very interesting. But let's see now, as we're waiting for 5 lap rides, who's going to lead this race. We're getting underway now. Good start from the front too, but I think Campana has gone off a little bit better than Neller. No, never mind that. Graf is side by side with Campana. Graf is ahead. Graf is up into second place. Campana drops to third as well. Neller continues to lead. There's been a massive crash at the back. Massive crash at the back. There's already a car out. Yellow flags, of course, but who was involved there? Sam Fact is out. Sam Fact is out after just one corner. Graf is already all over the back of Neller. Razin is in 15th. Torvik is damaged. Torvik has got some damage in the Prema Ferrari. Are we going to get a replay of the incident at turn 1? And yes, we are. Let's see what the hell happened there. things were squeezed in there, and you can see here Braki was the one who took out Fact. Just straight up drove into the back of him. He's got damage himself to boot. And Fact out of this race without turning the wheel once. Well, he did turn. After only turning the wheel once, he is out of this race. Quite a lot of damage, including for Mochen. I just noticed the Butler Glober sponsorship on his car. As Graf is over the back of Neller up front, Braki makes a move. He has damage as well. He's coming in. What about the leaders? Jake Galloway is up at P5. He's overtaken a Bobo. Graf is lining up Neller for a pass into the chicane. Can he steal a lead here? Yes, he can. Then Graf is up at the lead of the race, and Neller won't even lead the lap as a result. Gamba has been overtaken here by Gal, so Miklos got up into 8th place, trying to recover after his penalty. Sinonome goes side by side. He goes through on Will Neller. Brilliant effort. Very strong first lap for into Sinonome. He's up into 2nd place. He's gained quite a lot of places. So very strong lap 1 for the Japanese driver. Confirmation there that some Fact is out of this one. But what did you think of that lap 1, Flo? Sinonome. Let's see if he can chase down Graf. As Campana is looking to get a move done on Will Neller. Things are not going quite well for the pole sitter. He's been jumped by his teammate now. Up to 3rd place goes Link Campana as he looks to be as he's gonna try to hunt down Graf and steal some more points from the championship leader. Neller re-overtakes Campana, who goes very wide at the chicane. Gal is fighting with Hamid in the meantime, as Fraser is also in a fight with Wee. Morgan is in P15. Ibobo is getting involved there as well during the party. Fraser goes down the inside. Evelyn is in 18th, quite lonely as at the moment. Braki is having a little bit of understeer meanwhile, as Graf continues to extend his lead further up front. Campana is defending from Jake Galloway, I think that is, as Gal goes down the inside up to P7. Hamid goes off the track and has lost a bunch of time as a result. Nami doing quite well in 2nd place at the moment. Campana has lost touch to his teammate Neller a little bit. Gal is looking to push on meanwhile and gain some more places. Galloway is all over the back of Campana here. Let's see if we can get a move on. Not quite, as Darabosh goes for it down the inside. He's got the overlap, and he's got the position. Happy Wave place goes down to Darabosh. .8 seconds is the gap between Graf and Sinonome, as Galloway is looking at a move on Campana, but not here. He thinks better of it. Though he is keeping close, he's gonna try it again. I assume on the main straight. Has a little look down the inside of the hairpin, but Campana seals the door. As Gal is also trying to gain some more. He's actually gone up to 6th place, unseen by the cameras. He's gone past Bobo. Galloway unable to find a way through. Campana holds on. As the gap still remains 1.8 up front. Sinonome doing a good job so far managing the pace, but I don't think he can close up on Graf right now. He's extending the gap to Neller in the meantime, 2 seconds meanwhile between the leaders, as Finks has just overtaken Razvan seen by the cameras. Motrin is trying to get back in this race, and he goes down the inside, up to P20. He's overtaken the Prima Ferrari of Torvik. As Morgan tries to go for the outside, no way through past Wee. Galloway is trying once again to overtake Link Campana, and this time he's got him down the inside of the hairpin. That's a good move, but hold on, Campana has better traction, and it's still side by side between the pair of them. Who's gonna come out in front? Looks to me like it could very well be Galloway, though. He has the inside line for the chicane, so I think Galloway will take that place. No, he slows down quite early on the brakes, quite early, to my surprise, and as a result, Campana retakes the place. Meanwhile, Bobo is taking advantage of this, trying to overtake Gal, but so is Darabosh. In the end, Darabosh tries to get past the Bobo as we got a collision at the chicane. Yellow flags are out, and Fraser has been involved with Morgan. Morgan's taking big damage, and he's coming in. Fraser is almost at the pit lane entry, and Morgan crashes it, blocks the pit lane entry. Fraser has damage. Is he gonna come in to get it repaired? No, he's gonna crash it. He's gonna crash it into the wall. But his wheels are still attached, so he can keep going and he can pit. But what the hell has happened there at the chicane? Big incident, Flo. And let's see then. Morgan had his own run-in. He was overtaken by Wee and ran himself off the road, lost his bonnet, and the debris took out Fraser as well. So that's what happened. They didn't collide with each other. It was just bad luck with the debris bouncing right back onto the path of Daniel Fraser. Fraser tried to get the car into the pits, but from that angle it was quite difficult. What do you think of this incident, Flo?
Well, not good so far because Fraser is trying to get it back into the pits.
At this point, just do a full lap. It will take you less time.
Okay, that's sorting it out.
He's crashed it.
Yes.
As Galminol overtakes Galloway, up to 5th place he goes. Very strong effort from Nicholas Gall gaining places. He's overtaken Jay Galloway. Next target for him is Link Campana. And if he makes the move on Campana, he will have undone his penalty pretty much. He qualified 4th, starting 9th. As Skillen is also trying to make a move, but Jay Galloway is trying to fight back on Nicolas Gal. This might be his last chance to do it, and he takes it well. Dives up the inside of turn 1 and retakes the place. Confirmation there that Fraser is out, as Graf leads by 2.1 seconds from Tsunome. Gamba is defending P10 from Skillen. Gamba's pace hasn't been that strong so far in this race, but I'm sure he'll try to find some more speed. As Gal goes down the inside, but Galloway closes the door. Hamid dives past Bobo in the meantime. He's up to P8, so good move there, good move there. Meanwhile, Neller is losing pace. He's 6 seconds down on the lead after eight laps. Gal goes through down the inside of Galloway, and I think this time might be for keeps. I think this one is for keeps, as Bobo tries to fight back, unable to do so. Gal has taken the place, and I don't think Galloway is coming back this time. He's going to try, but he's too far back. Miklos Gal up to 5th place. As we, meanwhile, fights with Gamba down the inside at turn 1. He's got him. Saviri moves himself up to P11. Gamba drops down to 12. So it looks like Gamba's non-scoring run might continue at this rate. Here we have Will Neller on board, the pole sitter, down in third at the moment, and looks like he'll be keeping P3 for a while. That's what his pace is like. He's slower than Sonome, faster than Campana. As Graf in the meantime, slowly but surely extending the lead up front. Sonome is keeping him honest, but Graf has a narrow advantage over him in terms of speed. Meanwhile, let's look at Gal, who's all over the back of Link Campana. This is quite good news for Dennis Graf, as Campana dropping back will help him increase his championship lead by more. As Gal is all over the back of Link Campana, pulls out of the slipstream, side by side. I think this is the move done easily, and it is. Miklos Gal has undone his penalty. He's back into P4. Darabosh, meanwhile, overtakes Galloway, so that's a good move. That's a very good move. Gamba is under pressure from Finks. Finks goes through, Gamba goes wide, and loses a bunch of time in the chicane as a result. We got some more spots of rain on the camera. As Titkov goes down the inside, tries to at least, but remains P14, no overtake there. Gal up to the 4th place. Next target for him is Will Neller, if he can hunt him down. Oh, Titkov is out of the race. What's happened to him? He's out. And another retirement joins this race. Or no, another retirement in this race. What has happened to Maxim Titkov? Did he have a mechanical problem and just crash it in disgust? No, it looks like it was an accident. Did he spin it? Let's see, Titkov. I just went to the back of him. Gamba lucky there with a rejoin, but Titkov hit Gamba, spun it around, and when he tried to rejoin, just hit the wall. So that's how he got out of this race. Unlucky for Maxim Titkov, but that was entirely self-inflicted, I'm afraid. Meanwhile, Razin goes down the inside. He's overtaking Gamba. Gamba drops to 14th. He is not having a good time today, I'm afraid. Gamba trying to fight back though. He's not gonna let Razin take the place so easily as yellow flags are being removed. Gal says the fastest lap of the race. So Miklos Gal is pushing quite hard. I think he'll get close to Neller in the next few laps. Or at the very least closer. As Hamid has made a brilliant move up to the 7th place past Galloway. 2.6 meanwhile the gap between the leaders. Gal is 4.7 behind Neller. Definitely catchable. As Bobo is trying to get back into the points. Tsunome is having a good race at the moment. But Graf has just pulled away another 3/10 on him. So Tsunome's chance of winning are quite slim. He would need Gal to have, you need Graf to have some troubles, I think. Ooh, a little bit of a lockup there for Galloway as Bobo and Skillen are trying to pounce and find a way through on him. Maybe at the hairpin for Victor Bobo. He is gonna try. Galloway not closing the door, and the Bobo side by side still, but he's got a better traction on exit. Still side by side things remain. Looks like Galloway is not giving this up without a fight. Boba's gonna go through though. At least he's gonna try. Skillen is trying to squeeze him through. Boba breaks early. Skillen dives past. Great move from Max Skillen. He's taking advantage of Boba breaking earlier than expected. Dada Bosch overtakes Campana. Link Campana drops another place. This is quite good news for Dennis Graf as he gains even more as he gains yet another point on his championship rival. Meanwhile, Wee has overtaken the Bobo. Up to 10th place goes Victor Bobo. Sorry, goes Xavier Wee. Victor Bobo drops down in place, is what I should have said. Meanwhile, Gal has some strong pace. Only 2.8 seconds behind Neller. He was 4 seconds down last time I checked. So Gal is closing in on Neller rapidly, to my surprise. So Miklos Gal trying to make a serious play for the podium here. As meanwhile, Josh Fings is all over the back of Victor Bobo in the fight for 11th. It's a bigger fight though for P8 to try to catch Galloway. As let's see, is Fings gonna try and move down the inside of the hairpin? Bobo closes the door, but Fings just makes a brilliant dive and takes that place. Great move, Flo.
Yes, I really like it that Driver's taking the opportunity into the hairpin, but there's the counter.
Yeah, indeed, the ball is coming back at him. He's got some good slipstream, and now Bobo is back in front, so Fings is gonna have to try again somewhere else. Oh, he's not gonna get another try because he's crashed it, and oh my goodness me, a little bit unfortunate there. But Josh Fings is gonna have to come into the pits and hopefully avoid crashing the car. He had a chance at points given his pace, but now it's gonna come down to absolutely nothing. That little bit of contact gave him damage, and now he's out of the race goes Josh Fings. Let's take another look at the incident. It looked like such a small contact, but it took care of him. It's quite unfortunate. Meanwhile, Gal has caught up to Neller. But let's get a replay with Fings. This is unfortunate, man. He was having strong pace. He was trying to overtake Bobo. I think he made contact with him. Let's see. He was running side by side with Bobo. No, it wasn't him. He got damage over the sausage curb. There was a sausage curb that took care of him, unfortunately. And Josh Fings is out of this race. What a shame. He had a good chance to get a point or two had he kept up his strong pace. Meanwhile, Graf continues to lead this race. He's doing an awesome job up front, dominating at the moment, increasing his lead to Tsunome. Meanwhile, Gal has caught up to Nether much quicker than I would have expected, and he's going to line him up for a pass soon enough. He's going to get a chance at turn 1 perhaps. I'm not sure. Let's see. Is Miklos Gal close enough? I don't think so. No, he's going to have to wait a little bit longer. 3.9. Graf has really pushed to extend the lead to Tsunome as the track is wet. Track is wet, turn 2. Now this will be interesting, Flo. What do you think?
Yeah, let's see when the people will start pitting.
The rain has arrived, and if people pit earlier than and if people pit and stay on the slicks, this could be majorly compromising. Guys coming in a few laps anyway. It looks like he was going to be on a 2-stop. Same for Graf. As guys trying to go around the outside, will not are unable to make a way through. He's gonna dive it down the inside of the hairpin. Looks to me like he will not have a chance because Wilnatter has blocked the inside. So good defending from the Brit. As in the meantime, Graf continuing to extend his lead. Look at the amount of spray he's kicking up. behind him, behind the car. Side by side we go. Gal alongside Neller. I think this time he's taking the place for keeps. Yes, he has. Because Gal up into the podium places. Next target for him is Henderson Nome. As I think was that a pit call for someone? Yes, Darabosh is in. Daniel Darabosh is coming into the pits. And what tires will he fit? Is he gonna stay on the dries or will he make an early switch to the wets? There's no inters in DTM, right? No, he
Yeah.
has gone to the inters. Daniel Darabosh makes the pit call for intermediate tires. He is the first driver to pit in this race, apart from the damage on lap 1, people. 5.8 seconds stop, that was a very fast effort, but he's gonna have to come in again sooner rather than later. So he's not going to the end of this race. Meanwhile, what might explain Neller's lack of pace is this heavier fuel load. Neller is on the one stop as things stand. That explains why Gao was able to catch up to him so easily. But will Neller running a different strategy at the moment. I'm wondering when everyone will get a pit call to come in for inters, because this track is certainly getting worse. As Hamid is coming in right now in a few seconds time, he'll surely make the switch to inters as well. Graf has gotten the pit call. He'll come in at the end of the next lap. In comes Hamid. And surely this is inters, right? Let's see. In comes Mohammed Usman Hamid. What tires are they gonna give him? Inters. 5.8 seconds stop, not bad at all. 23 laps of fuel in his wagon. And Hamid re-emerges in this race in P14. But I think the people who are gone early for the Inters will have an advantage as a result of that. So that being Darabosh and Hamid. And Graf as well, he'll be coming in next. 5.2 second advantage between the leaders. Dennis Graf is building up his lead nicely. He's now got a clear pace advantage over Sinonome, which he did not have at the start of the stint. He was only gaining slowly. Now he's gaining more substantially on his rival. As Darabosh, meanwhile, is in 13th. He's gaining quite rapidly onto Lotus Evelyn, who is yet to pit. Who else is coming in this lap? Graf is in, so is Turvik, and so is Sinonome. So Sinonome takes the lead for a few seconds. Graf has had to stop 6.1. Neller also comes in. Neller was planning to pit much later, so it's now the mandatory stop for the Inters. So Neller has made a call earlier. So yeah, Neller's strategy has been altered as a result. Graf emerges in P2. Gal will inherit the lead temporarily. So Neller is not going to the end of this race. He's had to switch to a two-stop as a result of the rain, which is very interesting. He ran that heavy fuel load for no reason in the first stint and flow, right?
Most likely the guys at the Neller's pit box didn't have any clue about the rain hitting, so they had gone for the wrong strategy.
Yeah,
oh look, Galloway is on a long stint here.
Galloway is going to the end of this race. Could this work out for him, or will things not be so lucky? Brack is also being serviced as we speak. As we're just about 1/3 through this race. We're having the first pit stops now. Gamba, yet to pit. He's still on the dry tires. As Graf is looking quite good, Gal comes into the pits. He'll relinquish the lead back to his teammate. What kind of stop is Miklos Gal going to get? It is Inters for him. Kapana also comes in. And he goes. 7.1 second stop for Gal. That was a little slow. 5.9 for Campana. Good effort in the pits by the Mercedes Petronas crew. As Gal should emerge still in front of Neller, yes. Quite a gap actually. Neller has been caught by Darabosh. Darabosh gained heavily with the undercut, and he's pressuring Will Neller. That's a surprise. As Campana has gone for a heavy stint as well, he's going to the end of this race. It might be the wrong decision, giving tire wear in the wet. Could very well be the wrong decision for Campana, but we'll see. As Gamba is also coming to the pits, 22 laps of fuel for him. Just under 22. Hamid is in P7 at the moment. Things are going well for him. Let's see if he can pressure Campana and make a move. It is a touch harder to overtake in the wet compared to the dry conditions, but it's by no means impossible. You just need to make sure you get the right you just need to make sure you can see the car in front when going for the move. And a bit of contact there at the hairpin, but Hamid gets his nose in front and takes P6 from Lee Campana, who is fueled much heavier and as a result is slower. But he's not done yet. He's gonna try to fight back. Campana goes down the inside. Is this the move on Hamid? No, Hamid remains in front, so he's taking P6. Nicely done. Skillen is also gonna try to pile on Campana in the meantime. Gal is P3 in the meantime. He's just 2.2 behind Tsunonome. So we're looking at a Ferrari 1-2 soon enough once he gets past the Japanese driver. Skillen, meanwhile, is all over the back of Campana. Yeah, Lee Campana's pace is not good at the moment. Clearly struggling on that heavy fuel load. Skillen should be able to line him up for a pass soon enough. He's going for the outside here, but has to stay back. Maybe the hairpin is where he's gonna get the move done. Gamba is in 13th, behind the Bobo. Skillen, is he gonna dive down the inside of the hairpin? He had a look, but Campana closed the door. Meanwhile, Hamid is not pulling away a lot from these guys. So that's interesting. Skillen is trying, but Campana closes the door, switches back to the outside, Max Skillen does, and remains behind. Lee Campana with some good defending here to hold on to P7. He's gonna try and move down the inside turn 1 though, and he's got him nice and easy. Max Skillen takes P7 now, and Campana drops down to 8th place. He'll be losing 9 points to Graf as things stand. Why do I keep confusing Gal and Graf together? Don't mind me. As meanwhile, speaking of Gal, he's right behind Tsunonome, who has been in second for most of this race, but now Gal will be trying to relegate him to third. Let's see if he can try something at the hairpin. Gal is the fastest car on track. He's caught up quite nicely to catch up to P2, but let's see how easy the overtake will be, or how hard. He's gaining in the slipstream. Behind Tsunonome, the visibility is quite awful. You can barely see the car in front. He's too far back to try here, but he's going to try nevertheless. And as a result, he loses a bit of time. Yeah, Gal is going to have to wait a little bit longer if he wants to make that move, Flo.
Could make it.
Ooh. Contact! He's hit Tsunonome, but luckily both of them get away without any damage. He's already got 10 seconds on Neller. That's insane. Gal's pace is very, very strong today. If he passes Tsunonome quickly, he might even catch up to Graf. Wait, is Gal fuel lighter than his teammate? It looks to me like he is lighter. Yes, he is by about 4 laps. So he will get an undercut. Meanwhile, he's trying his best to overtake Tsunonome. Or is he gonna get the move done? At the hairpin, at the chicane, at turn 1? He's not close enough right now. He's gaining in the slipstream, but he's too far back. Be able to make the move. Tsunami doing a good job defensively, but he can't hold on forever. Gal is gonna get him sooner or later, I think. Meanwhile, Skillen has caught up to Hamid as Gal is gaining in the slipstream on Tsunami. He pulls alongside. Tsunami closes the door, but Gal goes side by side with him into the chicane. Gal goes through up into second place. Is Miklos Gal. Next target for him is his teammate. His teammate Dennis Graf. As Skillen is right behind Hamid. He's gonna try to get the move down on him. Sorry, I'm a little tired. Skillen side by side with Hamid into turn 1. He's got him just like he got Campana. Max Skillen goes up in a P6. Miklos Galmiro is having a very strong drive, having started from P9. Looks like that penalty might have fueled him up to push to get some extra pace. What do you think, Flo?
Yeah, that really looks like it because he's absolutely on fire at the moment. I think I just looked and he got 7/10 on Graph in one sector. That is insane.
Crikey. It looks to me like Gal might be the favorite for this win after all. Graf has a substantial gap, but it's gonna come down. 9 seconds exactly the gap between the leaders, and I don't think Dennis Graf will be able to hold on till the end of the race. Meanwhile, he's coming up to lap Turvik. He's quite close to the back of him. He'll be hoping he doesn't get impeded too much, as Gal has gained another 3/10 of a second. So yeah, the pace difference is very clear. Gal is the fastest car on track, and he's gonna try to catch up to his teammate.
The thing is, Gal is on a better pace through all the race so far, and he is fueled lighter than Graf and also has one lap fresher tires. So
Yeah. Ibobo is down in P12. He's trying to make a move on the car in front, which is Galloway. But not close enough to make it, I'm afraid. Victor Bobo is going to have to wait if he wants to take that place. Yeah, Bobo is quite close, but I don't think he'll be able to get the move done. We, meanwhile, is in P9. He is in front of Razin. Razin appears to be quicker than him and gaining on him. Meanwhile, on board with Gal, he is cutting the gap even more to his teammate, Dennis Graf. This is obviously good news for Campana and the others. If Gal wins this race, he will deny his teammate a further 2 points. Hi Nico, welcome to the chat. Not much happening on track at the moment. We're close to the halfway point in this race. Razin is getting closer to the back of Wee, just not close enough to be able to make a move. Wee is managing the gap quite well, keeping him at bay for the time being. 6.8 the gap between the leaders. Gal is making substantial gains on his teammate. He'll have him sooner or later, I think before the next pit stops for sure. Meanwhile, Graf has lapped Turvik. The gap to Gal is 6 seconds exactly, so that's the gap he needs to worry about. Sinoma is dropping far further back. Meanwhile, Razin is getting close to the back of Wee, but not close enough. He's lost a bit of ground actually, so we can breathe safe for at least another lap. Bobo, meanwhile, down in P12, trying to line up Galloway, but he's just not close enough to overtake his compatriot. Looks like Galloway will hold on for a little bit longer. 5/10 the gap. I think it's quite visible though. Unlike Galloway's car, there's so much spray being kicked up, these guys are struggling to see the car in front. Thankfully, there haven't been many collisions in this weather. But yeah. Sorry, I'm quite tired. Galloway gaining on Galloway trying his best to defend from a Bobo. But his fellow Brit is gonna try to get him sooner or later. And I think he will be able to get the move done. It's just a matter of time. I think Bobo has a good pace advantage, so let's see if we can make some good out of it. Meanwhile, Razin has caught up to Wee, but he's not trying to make the move at the chicane. He's gonna wait a little longer. 4.9 meanwhile the gap between the leaders. So Gal is significantly faster than his teammate. As Razin is trying to dive past Wee, but he can't do it. Neither can Bobo on Galloway, but he is getting closer. Slowly but surely, he's getting closer and closer. Meanwhile, Gal will have to lap Turvix, the man whom he collided with at this very hairpin and got himself the 5th-place grid penalty. But that penalty hasn't deterred Gal at all. He's looking good to be the winner of this race. He just needs to catch and pass his teammate, which I think he will be able to do as he's cut the gap by another 4/10 of a second. The gap is now 4.1 flaw.
Yes, I think we will have to wait just a few more laps and then we will have to fight for P1.
Yes. If anyone wants to join for commentary, by the way, feel free. I would very much appreciate it. .3.2 the gap. Gal is making huge inroads. Huge inroads into his teammate's lead. Meanwhile, Razin's still stuck behind Wee, unable to make an overtake. Darabosh is 4.8 behind Will Neller, so keep an eye on that gap. Meanwhile, I need to take a bathroom break. Down the inside goes Victor Bobo. I'm back. He's already taken Jay Galloway. But I think Galloway is going to try to get back on the back straight. Meanwhile, the gap between the leaders is down to 1.1 seconds. We're going to have a fight for P1 very, very soon. But in the meantime, back to this battle. Galloway has the inside line on the Bobo. And he's taking the place back. Did I miss anything, Flo?
Not really. You only saw the overtake.
Right. Yep, Gal has caught up to his teammate. Then it's Graf. He's gonna get him soon enough. But I think Graf will try his best to fight. He is the championship leader after all. Gal is third in the championship. He's just 8 points behind Graf. So he'll be trying his best to take this win. Side by side go to, of course, the Ferraris. And Gal is into the lead of the race. He's overtaken Graf and now leads. How far will he win by, I wonder? Graf unable to fight back. His teammate is much quicker. Meanwhile, Razin is making the move on Wee. Wee closes the door at the hairpin. And Razin is still trying to squeeze in there. Bit of contact, but they've managed to keep it out of the barriers. Gal is already pulling away from his teammate, showing the pace advantage he's got. And Graf will have to sell for P2 today, I think, most likely. Neller is in a comfortable P4, so Nomi in a comfortable P3. I think this might be it for the podium. I don't see a lot changing. Meanwhile, Campano and his heavy fuel strategy is holding on well. He isn't significantly slower than the people around him, by a long shot anyway. Flo, we don't do anthems anymore, right?
No, we don't do it because we get the copyright claims and some people in certain countries cannot watch the videos at all then.
Right. Sinonome is 7.5 seconds in front of Neller. There's got the gap at 10 for a little earlier ago, but yeah, Tsunami has a healthy gap. I don't think he's under any threat for the time being. We still defending from Razin in the meantime, as the two of them are chasing down in Campana. Rain appears to have gotten a little heavier, don't you agree?
By the graphics, it looks like it, yes. But let's see if there will be people on the second stop that put on full wets.
I think most people will stay on the Inter.
Me too, I think everyone should stay on the Inters.
Yeah. Gal's in. What's happening? It's just a scheduled stop, quite early though.
Likely. Inters.
And he's gonna get the benefit of the undercut on his teammate as well. 5.5 second stop, that's a very good job for the, of course, Ferrari crew. Gal will temporarily give back the lead, but he's gonna get it back once everyone makes their stops.
It's funny that it's not only Gal who's on fire, but also his pit crew.
Yeah, indeed. Meanwhile, Wee goes down the inside of Campana at turn 1. He's taken P8. He's into the points now, and Campana drops out of the points. But of course, Campana is going to the end of this stint. The others have to pit again. So that could be a good thing for Campana if he can hold on. He will be on significantly worn tires though, so I'm not sure. But it is possible he can still score points. Razin is going to try to get Campana next. If there's a pit call further back, I'm not... it's for Victor Bobo, I think. Down the inside goes Razin. Side by side with Campana. Campana remains in front. He's defended well at the hairpin. Jurvik is into the pits meanwhile. 7.4 second stop. Remains on the inters as expected. In comes a Bobo. Razin still all over the back of Campana. Trying to make a move but wasn't able to do it into turn 1. Impossible to pass in these technical sections of Sector 1. Meanwhile, Graf leads by 13 seconds from Tsunonome. Though of course he won't be leading after he pits, Gal will retake the lead. Razin's coming in this lap. In the meantime, he's going to try to get the jump on Campana and we in the pits. But can you overtake Campana on track before he comes in? At the hairpin? No, not quite. So, here we go then. In comes Mohamed Razin. Into the pits. And what is this stop going to be? .3 second stop for Razin. Kraft, meanwhile, holding on to the lead well until he has the pit, which is this lap. Tsunonome is into the pits in the meantime, so he'll hand second back to Gal. .1 second stop, not a bad effort. Skillen also in. Where will Skillen emerge? Will he be in traffic? I think he'll emerge in front of Campana. Yellow flag, someone's out. Hamid is out. Oh, what's happened to him? Puncture. It's a puncture from Mohamed Usman Hamid. He becomes our next retirement from the race. Let's see, the puncture happened near turn 1.
Absolutely.
Yep, he's out of this race. Unfortunately, Hamid was doing well, but sadly he will not score today with this DNF. Graph in, 6.5 seconds stop, graph out. He's just behind Will Neller. He's gonna need to pass him again, but should be no problem. Neller is due to pit anyway. Darabosh is in. As Mochin tries to go around the outside of Lotus Eveland. Has to take a wider line as a result though. And loses a bunch of time. Rasen is P10 at present. Wait, Rasen is going to jump on Wii, I think. Darabosh emerges in P6 just in front of Galloway. But behind Campana. Gal is back in the lead as a result of all the pit stops. In comes Bracky in the meantime. Ooh, close to contact there.
I just noticed that Gamba jumped his teammate and also is in P9.
Ah, I see.
Like, oh, okay. He has a pit, sorry.
Yeah, Gamba hasn't stopped yet for a second time. As Darabosh is making a move on Campana here. With those fresher tires, easy pass. Gamba comes in. 9.3 seconds gap between the leaders. Gal has really been building up that gap quite quickly. 6.1 seconds stop for Gamba.
Gamba can now try and undercut all those guys in front of him. Maybe he can get something out of this.
You mean overcut?
Yes. Overcut, obviously.
Maybe he can hunt them. Maybe he can hunt some people down.
Does rejoin
He
in
has
front
the
of
freaking tires.
Botkin and Efland.
That'll be important for him. He avoids the traffic of these guys. Let's see if Gamba can push and get after the cars in front. Meanwhile, that's Skillen right behind Link Campana. Campana, who is going to the end of foregoing the second pit stop. Skillen, who has pitted, is on fresh tires and gets the move down at the hairpin. Nice and easy. But it's not done. Campana will be able to fight back. He's pulling alongside, or at least trying to. Can he get him into the chicane? No, he pulls back into the slipstream and tucks back in behind Skillen. So Skillen is already P7. Next target for him, Jake Galloway. Was also yet to make a second stop. Wait, Galloway is not going to the end, is he? Yes, he is going to the end, my bad. Galloway going to the end of this race. So he's racing Campana legitimately. Skillen going for the outside, that never works though. So he stays back behind. He's gonna be able to make a move at the hairpin. I think he is close enough to try. Down the inside we go. Max Skillen sends it down the inside. And that is P6 for the Brit. Easy pass there. Galloway will be in the slipstream. He'll try to fight back, but I don't think he can do it. No, he's too far back. So Skillen up to B6. On board with Dennis Graf, running quite a lonely race in P2. He led the first half of the race, but in the end Gal was too fast for him, and there was no way he could keep his teammate behind. I'm amazed that Gal has opened up the gap this much. It's already over 10 seconds. Flo?
Yeah, it looks like that. Yeah, of course, Ferrari is really doing well in these conditions, and the circuit is a good fit to the car. So they are dominating at the moment.
Yes, indeed. As we're on to lap 40 out of 52. Not long left in this race. Motian is trying to find a way from Gamba. Unable to do it at the hairpin though. Look at the over speed he's getting. He's gone past Franco Gamba at turn 1. Nicely done for Roland Motian. Meanwhile, Gal minding his business up front, having a very dominant race, winning, having started from P9. He's been the fastest car by a comfortable margin today. We don't have a point for fastest lap, do we?
No, only for pole position, 1 point.
Alright, so that goes to Will Neller. Not much to talk about in this race. It has died down a little bit.
Yeah, everyone is just cruising around the circuit at the moment, and also the rain just stopped.
Interesting.
At least
I
graphically.
don't think there's any chance of the track drying up though.
No, I don't think so as well, because most of the time it's also just graphically.
Yeah. There's still a lot of spray being kicked up by the cars.
But if it does dry up quickly, that could maybe spice up things a little bit, but let's see.
Could be. If everyone has to pit again, that would do wonders to Galloway and Campana, who are staying on their one-stop strategy.
Well, those will most likely pit as well.
Yeah, but they won't have a tire disadvantage anymore to the people who are chasing them, I
That's
mean.
true.
Then again, I don't think it's going to dry up. Meanwhile, the gap between Tsunami and Neller is 6.1 seconds. Neller is gaining slightly, but I don't think he's going to have the chance to catch up and pass Tsunami. Meanwhile, Graf is lapping, I think that's Braki in front. Or at least trying to lap. Yeah, it is Braki. There we go, he's been lapped. Interesting point for the camera, by the way. We have Tsunami 5.996 in front of Neller. Gal's lead is up to 12.2 seconds in the meantime, doing a very dominant job up front. I wonder what's the gap between Campana and the next car. 9.3. Let's keep an eye on that. 8.7. Razin is gaining on Campana. They were racing each other before the pit stops, so I think Razin will be able to catch Campana and pass him again. It was Campana's decision not to pit for a second time. Could backfire on him, given the tire deltas. And I think he'll be absolutely gutted if he walks out of today with no points in the bag. So he's gonna try his best to hold on to what he's got. "13-second advantage." Yeah, sorry about the silence here. There's not a lot to talk about anymore in this race. Hi Sam, hi Franco, welcome to the chat, by the way. Graf has a healthy gap to Simonome. In the meantime, I'm so tired. Now 4 seconds behind Simonome. He is gaining on him, but he just doesn't have enough time to catch him, I'm afraid. Meanwhile, Gal further stretching his legs up at the front, doing a very strong job. Sorry, I'm a little dead flow.
Well, it's understandable because the race obviously since the second half has really calmed down quite a lot. It's not that entertaining at the moment. But yeah, sometimes it is like that, even if you have wet weather. But we will just get through to the last 4 laps and then celebrate the winning person who will win the race.
Yeah.
Which we have most likely in picture right now. And the gap is 15 seconds. That's quite extraordinary, to be honest.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh, look, we have a battle. Maybe not for points, but we have a battle.
Yeah. Indeed, that's Morchin trying to get past Lee.
Ooh,
He's
hard
going down the
defending.
inside of the chicane. Difficult defense though, and he's unable to find a way through. But he's still very, very close. He's gonna get another chance into turn one. Let's see if Morchin can get this overtake. He's going down the inside of Wee. Hard on the brakes, and there he goes. He's in front. Meanwhile, Gal could be lapping these guys soon. We just got 3 laps to go. There's Bobo and Pitov, and there's Gal, the race leader.
Da wartet er. Well, Razin has just gotten himself a point after overtaking Campana.
I'm surprised he managed to catch him, but he has gotten past him, which means no points for the Campana as things stand. He will not like that one bit. As Darabosh is in P5 at the moment, he wasn't able to catch Neller. Gal has done an incredible job today, though. Even after that grid penalty just fired him up to fight back and win this thing. You know, Turvik is minding his own business, really. Trying to unlap himself. Or is no, it's a fight for. Is it a fight for position, or is he unlapping himself? It's yeah, he's trying to unlap himself from Darabosh. Yellow flags at the hairpin. What's going on? It's Franco Gamba. It's Gal who's out.
What the?
Miklos Gal is out of the race. Oh my goodness, me, the race leader is out. Oh my goodness me, the race leader is out of the race. What did it say was the cause for the retirement? What a twist. After dominating this race, Miklos Gal has no luck at all. And he retires. A suspension problem.
Rear right suspension failed.
Oh god, the suspension. Gal was just one lap and a few corners away from victory. But suspension failure has taken care of him and sent him out of the race. Gamba's taken damage as well.
Obviously, Gamba takes the damage. It's always him. But yeah, Dennis got lucky. He didn't hit the debris from his teammate. Very lucky.
Indeed, what a shame this is for Miklos Gal. He drove so well today, and this is absolutely gutting to lose a win like that. Graf will retake the lead as a result.
I wonder if Gamba picks new tires, but I think the track is too wet still. So
yeah. Meanwhile, Campana is back in the points as a result of Gal's DNF. Final lap then for a new race leader Dennis Graf. He led the majority of this race and now he's back in. No, he led not the majority. He led the first half of the race. Now he's back in the lead after that chaos which wiped out Gal. I was very prepared to announce Gal's victory, but it's not gonna happen anymore. What a shame.
yeah, I shouldn't have said it a few laps ago that we will likely have Gal as the winner to celebrate, but yeah. Oh god damn it.
Well, what a day this has been. Dennis in the chat saying he doesn't deserve the win, but he'll take it. Well, Dennis Graf is en route. Yeah, Dennis Graf is en route to his third win of the season. Though this one was quite lucky. Was quite lucky. His teammate blew up on the penultimate lap, but Dennis Graf has done what he needed to do. He took advantage of the luck, which is something you need to do if you're fighting for a championship. And as a result, Dennis Graf will win this race. He's done a fantastic job keeping the gap safe to everyone except Gal, and took advantage when Gal retired. And as a result, for the third time this season, Dennis Graf takes victory here in Montreal. Fantastic stuff. Dennis Graf is today's winner. Brachy will be 13th, Eveland will be 12th, Sinonome. A quiet race for him, he'll take P2 after Graf's retirement there. Sorry, Gal's retirement there. And Sinonome will take P2, Franco Gamba is a lap down. Will Nader will take the podium in P3. Daniel Darabosh will be P4. Yep, P4 for Darabosh. Dorvik a lap down in 15th. Killen P5. Galloway will take P6 on the one-stop strategy. Look how much fuel he still has. But they filled him to the end earlier on, and he made the strategy work. Fantastic stuff. Don't you agree?
Yes, I think Jake really has outdone himself with bringing that car home to P6 with that strategy and
P7,
such.
Mochin P8. Mochin has overtaken Campana, so no
Oh,
points. No points for Link Campana as a result.
where did that happen?
So Graf just gained 10 points on him. So the move happened at turn 1. Mochin walks home with a point, and Campana with 0.
Yeah, I really have to admit that Graf is really lucky this season. It's quite incredible, to be honest, how
So
lucky
here we
he
have
is.
the results. It's victory for Dennis Graf, followed by Hento Tsunonomi in second. Wilner quite close behind Tsunonomi in third. Maybe a few more laps, he could have had a chance to pass him. Daniel Darabosh is P4, followed by Max Gillen as Jake Galloway P6, Mohamed Raz in P7, and Roland Mochin rounding out the points in P8. Link Campana is P9, followed by Xavier Wee. That is Victor Bobo in 11th, and you can do the rest.
Yeah, we have Lotus Eveland, starting with the lap cars in P12, then Brachy in P13, Gamba in P14 after hitting the debris from Galt's car. Then we have Turvik and obviously, unfortunately, Miklos Gal, who was leading the race, now 2 laps down, still classified, but what a shame for him. And retirements are Hamid Finks Titkov, Fraser Morgan, and Fact, who had the first lap collision.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
In the fastest lap went Miklos Gal by a big margin. He was the fastest car today, and it's only to sheer bad luck that he didn't win today's race.
Yes, indeed. You can really see here that AF Course drivers and the car are really doing a really good job.
Also, Mortian, incredible stuff in the Raven West, third fastest car.
Nella was only P10.
Well, that's been it from us. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. This was a pretty long race with a lot of twists, and the qualifying was as entertaining as well. But thank you very much, guys, for tuning in today. Thank you, Flo, for hosting, and yeah, we'll see you again soon enough. But until then, take care, guys.